Hey, everybody. Amy O here with Life Redesigned, where we grow through what we go through. And today, super excited to be talking to you about Rockstar social media marketing. All right, so how do we market on our social media and how do we do it effectively, efficiently, and fast to get those results? Let's dive in. The very first thing that I want you to think about with social media is I want you to really sit down and imagine and try to figure out who it is that you have a passion of speaking to. Okay. So, who is it that you want to have conversations with? Who is your what we call an avatar? Who is the person that you want to reach out to most? Is it moms? Is it business owners? Is it athletes? Is it, network marketers? So where do you lie within that niche of people? And then within that, getting very specific on what types within that category that you want to reach out to. So if we just say my avatar is business owners, that's too broad. It's too broad because there's too many people that own too many different kinds of businesses, large, small, men, women. There's nonprofits, there's for-profits, there's organizations with employees, there's organizations with not, there's retail, there's brick and mortar, there's online, there's social, right? There's all these different kinds. So getting just really, really into the nitty-gritty of what type of business owner that you want your avatar to be. Okay. So the first thing is like we just want to we want to kind of think about what you have, how you do this is what you have to offer. Think about who you can offer it to. So think about the kind of person that you are, think about the knowledge that you have, and then think to yourself, okay, who could benefit from this knowledge? Who could benefit from this training? Who could benefit from my experience or my story? So think about it that way and get very, very, very specific. Okay. So that's how you're going to dominate your space. And that's how we want to that's how we want to get into the nitty gritty. So thinking about who is it that you are going to serve on social media? Who are you going to talk to? Who are you going to train? Who are you going to give information to? Yeah. And then the second thing is kind of thinking about, okay, like if I am going to serve small businesses that range anywhere from under under $500,000 per year, brick and mortar businesses, women owned and local. If that's what I'm going to serve, what are some things that they could be running into that they would need help on, or that they would be looking for advice on, or that they might be wanting a coach for, or they might be wanting community for, right? So thinking like, would they be looking for a location? Would they need to be looking for, would they be needing to look for staff to hire? Because at that point, you're looking to kind of hire some staff so that you can have more time. Within that realm, there are a lot of times like business owners are, within the niche of what we were just talking about, they're doing everything themselves. And in order to scale, they've got to kind of like figure out like, how do I like duplicate myself? Like, how do I figure this out? How do I try to assign this task to somebody else? So they could be feeling very overwhelmed. So those are some things that you can kind of think about, a problem or concern that they might have. And then the final step is just thinking about what is it that you have to offer them. Okay. So based on really getting specific of who you are wanting to serve. So I want you to write in the comments, who are you serving right now? Who is your ideal avatar? And let's talk about if it's too broad, or let's talk about if it's specific enough. Get as specific as you possibly can. And I know what you're going to think. You're going to get specific and then you're going to go, but that's just too specific. There's just not enough people. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. There's still enough people for you to train, for you to talk to, for you to share your story to, for people to read your book, for your blog, whatever it might be. Okay. And then again, step one is thinking about like who those people are. Step two is kind of thinking about what types of concerns would they have. Okay. Step three would be what type of solution do you offer? So let's just give another example. Let's say that let's say that I run trainings for athletes. Okay, so I run trainings for athletes, and my passion is to do softball training for women's softball athletes in D2 colleges that are local in west side of Michigan. Okay. Wow, I just pulled that out of nowhere. Okay, so what could be a main problem or concern that they would have? Like, what do I have to offer them? So a main problem or concern could be maybe they don't have like a D2 school or D3 school. I forget what I just said, but maybe they don't have the facilities that like a D1, a Division 1 school would have. Okay, like I went to college at Aquinas. We didn't have the amazing facilities like if I would have went and played a sport at Michigan State, right? So they might not have the facilities. They might not have the salary or the money to be able to spend extra money on hiring somebody like me to come in and train their athletes. They also might not have, they might not know about somebody like me that does come in to train their athletes, right? They might not even know that I exist. So it's like they don't know what they don't know. Um, Other problems, concerns, they could have a small team. So would it be, a concern for them of like, is it worth this person to come out if we only have, X amount of people on our team? Maybe they don't, maybe their time frame of the way that they train is a shorter time frame than a larger school. Maybe their concerns would be the weather, especially being in Michigan. So what kind of concerns do they have, within that? And then what solution do I offer? Do I offer knowledge? Do I offer experience? Do I offer a training center that they can come into? So if they don't have the facilities, they can actually come to my training center. Do I offer bulk discount? Do I offer discounts for if it's a small, like a sliding scale from a small school to a larger school? Does that make sense? So you're just really trying to figure out what that looks like. To really be able to dominate your space, because sometimes when we're thinking too broad, it's kind of like when you're thinking about goals. When you get too broad, your mind doesn't understand exactly what it is it's supposed to do. So if I'm like, okay, I'm going to achieve my goals, I'm going to make money this year. Okay, well, your mindset and your heart and your like plan is like, well, like how much? What are we going to do? Like what? I don't know, just you know what I'm saying? So like your mindset, your heart, like your vision, it needs to be very crystal clear. And that's exactly what your avatar needs to know from you. So if you're like, I'm a business owner. It's like, well, okay, like what kind of business owner? Like, what do you specialize in? How are you going to help me? I don't understand. Does that make sense? So the first thing that I want you to do is, now that you've kind of gone through these few steps, is I want you to get specific, and I want you to get some verbiage around, like what it is that you do and who you are. Okay. And this is okay if you change. So one week you're like, I am a business strategist for female entrepreneurs. And the next week you're like, I'm going to specialize in how at-home moms can invest to make an extra 6 figures per year. Like it's totally fine if you change and you pivot and you adjust and you move those things. Okay. So don't worry about like, oh my gosh, I'm going to write this in my bio on social media and I'm now freaking out because it's going to stay with me forever. No, it's not. You can totally switch and totally do something different whenever you feel like it. It's totally fine. Okay. So I want you to kind of like gain that. I want you, as you've gained this clarity, and after you kind of think about this, I want you to go on your social media channels and I want you to be effective, clear, and write the statement of what it is that you do. So my statement is, I am a business strategist for female entrepreneurs. Okay. I'm very specific about strategy in business. I am very specific about who I'm targeting, women entrepreneurs, right? So, and now that we're like talking about this, I feel like it's like I could probably even be more specific of that of business, business strategists, to female entrepreneurs that are looking to scale their business to $1 million from start to finish, right? Or whatever that might be. So I want you to actually go and put some power behind this, and I want you to actually write it on your social media channels. Okay. I want your bio to be updated. I want you to think about getting that statement out to as many people as possible. And then here's your next step: is I want you to create one post, one reel, just talking about what it is that you do, one post, one reel, and one story about what it is that you do. Okay. So I want you to kind of like think about also like what your cover photo is going to look like. So within this new realm of what you've got going on, what is your cover photo going to look like? If you guys need any help with like graphics or anything, I know some really great people that I can connect you with, and I'm super, super happy to do that. Okay, so the other thing after you've got this, then you're going to start planning out your social media. So those of you that have kind of been following me, we've been doing social media stuff in what's called Trello. Hopefully you've got a Trello board started. So just say me in the comments and I'll shoot you over my Trello board for your Facebook group or for like your Facebook of like how to organize that. I'll shoot you over the training so you can take a peek at that. It's free. Don't worry about it. And then you're going to start to kind of like have create your strategy within Trello within your network marketing. So thinking about your strategy is I want you to think of like your 5 branding buckets that go within your statement that you just posted in your bios on social media. So what do those branding buckets look like? Okay. So maybe like Monday, I'm just like giving examples. Maybe like every Monday is like motivation. Maybe every Tuesday you talk about business. Maybe every Wednesday you give some sort of like facts about the industry that you're in. Maybe Thursday you can talk about your accomplishments. And then maybe on Fridays you talk about hobby or family or whatever that might look like. Okay. You kind of intertwine like some personal information. So those would be examples of 5 branding buckets. So I want you to write down your 5 branding buckets. And then as you move through that Trello board and as you move through the strategy, this is going to help you create content on what those look like and get ideas and help you to plan everything out. Okay. So super simple training for today. We are focused on the ideal avatar of who we want to serve, looking at what problems and concerns that they might have, and then kind of figuring out how it is that we are going to help them with those problems or concerns. I want you to write your statement in your bio on your social media channels. And then I want you to start planning out, if you haven't already, the month of August. Okay, the month of August with your 5 branding buckets. Write down your 5 branding buckets, and then we're going to start planning. Listen, if you want to do a VIP session with me, you guys, planning your social media in a month is literally like the best thing you can possibly do. It is so simple. I can help you through it. I can show you how to schedule everything. If you want to do like a little mini VIP day, we can schedule all of it. We can go through your branding buckets. We can schedule on your Trello board. We can schedule the whole entire month. So all you're doing is going in and pasting, and you've got your content ready to roll. Okay. So if you're interested in that, just shoot me a DM and we can talk about what that looks like and just kind of see if like that makes sense for us to do together and if we're a good fit. But I do that every single month. I have my brick and mortar business that I do it with. I have my personal page that I do it with. And those of you that are in this group, I have the group that I do it with. So I plan out all my content. Now things shift and I add things and delete things sometimes. But that is my baseline. And then I know exactly my strategy that I'm covering all my branding buckets, that I've got my strategy behind my my bio statement that I've created. So I'm touching on everything that I need to. Helps me just organize everything because I don't know about you, but if I'm winging it, 1, I don't do it. And 2, I'm like repeating myself. And 3, I'm like, I don't even like know if this makes sense. And 4, I'm like, am I even talking about what I do right now? Like, am I even like connecting with anybody that realizes what I do? You know what I mean? So I think it's just like getting, like when you have it planned out, you can just knock it out and it's really easy. So let's chat about it. Let's chat about it. If you're interested in that, let me know. Okay. So short training this week. Good luck. Again, below, let's share our statements below with each other. I'll share mine in the comments too. And let's share our statements with each other, give each other some support, follow each other on social media. Feel free to write your social media handles. So your homework is to get that statement on your social media channels and to create your 5 branding buckets and begin the Trello board. Okay. August is coming so fast. It's like going to be here next week. What day is it? We don't even know. Okay. Reach out to me, you guys, if you need any help. I'm happy to walk through this stuff with you. Say me if you want the Trello board training. That's free. I'll DM that over to you as well. And I will see you next week for our first August training. Oh my gosh, so crazy to think about, isn't it? All right, y'all, this is Amy from Life Redesign, where we grow through what we go through, and I will see you next week.